forest governance, where I was mostly speaking about that how the concept of forest came to exist in 1864. Then from 1865 onwards, the how the different forest act came to exist, and where the British was having the main intention to exploit the forest-based resources from India for the betterment of their own country. Then, in course of time, the forest policies are being introduced, and the amendment also implemented in course of time for the betterment of those peoples. And then in the later on, after post-independence, the government of India also introduced lots of forest policies uh, for the betterment of the nation and also for the betterment of the peoples. And though sometimes it becomes highly controversial that whether these policies are pro people or pro nation, that is again a question mark. Anyway, we have discussed also, and we have discussed about the JFM issues and all. So today we'll discuss about forest-based micro entrepreneurship or forest, how we can enterprise the forest product, the products, forest resources. Because you see, the major challenges in front of us to empower the tribal communities and to empower the forest dwelling community is to how we can link their livelihood to the forest resources. And as all of you know, that day by day, due to certain deforestation, due to degradation of forest resources and forest, the livelihood of these forest dwelling communities are under threat. No doubt, lots of resources are still available in the forest, but the question arises, unless and until we do certain kind of entrepreneurship by using this forest product, it is quite difficult to sustain the livelihood of these marginal communities who are living near to the forest areas. So that's why our main intention is that we have to find out what are the major challenges we are facing day by day in the context of forest resources, and how we can overcome from these issues and from these problems, and how we can understand that using this forest products, the livelihood of these tribal communities or forest dwelling communities can be sustained. So that is the main and major intention of this class. See, if you look into these forest-based products, there are three major issues comes in front of us first. One is availability. If something is available, how to harvest it. Then third is, even if I harvest, how to store it. Because it is not that immediately I'll harvest and sell it in the market. If immediately I harvest and sell in the market, then the question is I am simply selling the raw materials, which is not much profitable to me. And also, even if simply I collect and sell, then during the actually the procuring time, the price of the product is to go down because their supply is more, demand will be less. So for which the communities get engaged in collecting those products may not get much profit. Then another aspect is, if we want to store it, then what are the major challenges we are facing in storing? And if you want that, why only the people collecting this product will sell as it is, why not we can help them in making some value addition to that? Then what are the major challenges we are facing in the context of value addition? Then the last one is, which is major things regarding the marketing. Even if I am selling the raw material, even if I am doing certain kind of value addition, but what kind of marketing opportunity I am getting to sell these products in the market? Whether the market is plentifully available to sell this product, or the communities who are collecting these products are being trapped being exploited by the middlemen, by the different collectors of those products. So that is the very important in front of us to discuss. So will focus mostly on all this aspect while dealing with this, how we can look of forest-based micro-entrepreneurship. And I will tell that there are certain products which are called nationalized products. There are certain products which are called denationalized products. And you see around 68 the major forest-based products are mostly denationalized. So in which the tribal have their own rights to collect from the forest, sell in the open market as per their wish. But there are certain kind of products which varies from the state to state, is considered as a nationalized product, like your cannoli, bamboo and all. So these are the products which are being considered as a nationalized product on which the forest department has the major control. So the forest department engages the local peoples, but for collection, but the local people are not having the power of selling those products in the market because they are simply considered as a collector, and they collect this product and they are being paid in terms of wage for their collection, but not in terms of that they collect it and sell it in the market like other denationalized products. So with the overall scenario, we are going to discuss that what exactly the major challenges people are facing. And if you look into all these forest products, there are very few forest products which are major forest products throughout the country. Specifically, if you look into central India, there are very few products which are mostly plentifully available, and our discussion will be a constant to those products only. If you look into mostly the bamboo, tendu leaves, then you will get the salseed, mahua and tamarind. These are the 5 products which are considered the major product, specifically in the central India, because apart from that, the tribals and the forest dwellers collect lots of products from the forest, and with all these products, different kind of value addition, different kind of entrepreneurship is continuing, and also we'll discuss all these things, but our major focus will be on these 5 products, and then we can understand what exactly the major challenges in general the people of this land are facing while dealing with these 5 major products. See, if you look into this first and foremost problem generally we face in the collection of all these forest products, the first one is, suppose these communities are much more aware about what are the products are plentifully available in the locality. Sometimes the forest department, sometimes the independent researcher used to do certain kind of survey to know that they used to do the resource mapping to know that what are the products are plentifully available in a particular locality, because unless and until you are having the information that what are the products are plentifully available in a particular locality, you cannot move ahead. So that's why it is highly essential to know that what are the products are available in plentifully in a particular location. Because you see, if I am doing an entrepreneurship, it is not that if the government is providing certain kind of facilities for entrepreneurship, so it should be much more aware that what are the products available in that locality and how the entrepreneurship can be made to that product in that particular locality. Because you see, if you are not aware about a particular product, how you develop certain kind of entrepreneurship. So that's why you should know that in a particular locality, uh, which product is plentifully available. If you are much aware about the availability of a particular item, particular product in a locality, then only you will have a much more kind of knowledge and much more strategy you can make for entrepreneuring, for enterprising those products in that locality. So that's why you should be much more aware. Then the second question will come here, that once you are aware about, suppose you are aware that the sal seed is plentifully available, suppose in a particular Sundargarh district of Odisha. But then the second question will come to you. Fine, the sal seed is available plentifully at the local in this Sundargarh district of Odisha. Then the question will come, what are the methods and mechanism the people are adopting while going for harvesting those sal seeds? Because you see, we collect the products, but if you are not aware about the strategy of collection, if you are not aware about the mechanism of collection, if you are not aware about the age of collection, if you are not aware about the kind of stages of collection, then these products will be not much marketable. So means while we are collecting any product, we should be much more aware that whether this product can be sold in the market or not, and whether this product is having the market value or not, and whether this product can we take a space in the market or not. Because you see, if you start collecting some product from a particular plant which is not mature, which is not reached at a proper level, so that product may not stay for a longer period. That product may spoil within a certain period, or that product may not be much attractive in the competitive market. So that's why I should be aware about the time of harvesting, the age of that product when I can harvest, because otherwise you see there are some products which are before maturing, if we harvest, it will not stay for a longer period, and it may spoil, and it may spoil, and it may not have much demand in the market. So that's why we should be much aware about while going for while going for deciding the age of those products for harvesting. So please see, there are other challenges that the methods and mechanism we are adopting for harvesting, whether these mechanisms are specifically sustainable in nature or not. I'll give an example here. See, way back, long back when I was working in an organization, we are mostly focusing on the Chenchu tribes in Srisalam Tiger Reserve areas of Telangana state. So they then Andhra Pradesh. So there, there are around 10,000 Chenchu households, and Chenchu is a tribe who are mostly the hunting and gatherers. They used to mostly depend on gathering the different kind of foods from the forest areas and hunt the small animals, and they survive with these products. See, and if when we observe, we found that they were mostly depending on rock bee honey, and their strategy of collection of the honey was not environmental friendly. They used to completely follow the traditional mechanism of honey collection. They usually use the fire and burning the combs of the bees, and then from there they used to collect the honey. But what exactly we found when they went for burning the honeycombs, then the honeycombs is being spoiled, and then mostly when they climb the mountains for collecting this honey and all. So what exactly happened? They were much being attacked by the honeybees because body was not much covered, so they are being attacked by the honeybees. And the second thing is also when they put the fire, mostly the honeybees are being killed, and specifically the queen bee is being killed due to fire and all. So then once the queen is being killed, then it is quite take long time again to gather these bees and go for a massive honey collection. And the third thing is when they put the fire, again it take long time to prepare the honeycombs where they can store the honey. So but you see, understanding this as a kind of mechanism which is not sustainable, we try to find out some kind of alternative mechanism of harvesting. Then we took the help of some organization. With the help of those organizations, we trained the tribal communities that what kind of new mechanism they have to adopt, which will be more sustainable in nature, which will help them in collecting more honey, and which will help them also in sustainable production. Then what we did, we trained them, that we provided them with a different kind of dresses to those communities, and then instead of putting the fire, by wearing a certain kind of dress with helmet and all, they can directly go to that honeycomb area, and there they can, by using their hands, they can simply break the comb and halfway collect the entire honey and get down. So that what will happen, the honeycomb is not being spoiled, and the second thing is the bees are not being killed. Then immediately after a few days again they can build up the other half of the combs, and also because as the bees are not being killed, the queen is very much present there, so then it takes very less time for them again to start expanding their combs and storing the honeys they collected from the different places. So that was the mechanism which are being adopted for harvesting. Like also when they collect for candle leaves, when they collect the logs, when they collect the other products also, it is very, very vibrant to know that the age of this product, the mechanism they adopt for collection, because unless and until we are much aware about the mechanism of collection, it will be very, very difficult for collecting those products. Then once we collect, the third major challenges comes in front of us is storing. See, simply collect. Where are you store? What are the guidelines of the government? Whether this government provision, government policy, the government acts allow me to store these products or not. Even if I store, that whether the storing facility is available in the locality or not. And if I'm storing with a huge products, whether my individual is having the capacity to expand a storage or not, whether the community storage facility is available or not. If the community storage facility is not available, then where to store? So means, and if you look into in most of the cases of this forest waste product, the major challenges is storing. So because almost all the communities, if you get into any kind of tribal and forest areas in our country, and if you interact with the people, you'll know that though the people are mostly engaged in collection of these products, so now they're being highly discouraged because the major challenge is storage, and thereafter the major challenges for marketing. So marketing will come little later. So now you see, so unless and until the storage problems are being solved, then it will be not work out. So that's why we should be much more careful about that, what kind of mechanism we can develop, what kind of methods we can develop, what kind of community groups we can develop, which will facilitate in storing those products, because unless and until those products are being properly stored, so it will be not easy to go for a better marketing. Then the next challenge is that is value addition. So whether these products which are being stored, whether because you see, look into, suppose I collect one product, and if else suppose look into this sal leaf, if I collect the sal leaf and simply sell the sal leaf to the middleman, or some kind of traders comes and they collect the sal leaf from me, so I may get very less money, because whatever if I sell, I may only accommodate with my wage which I've spent the entire day for collecting those sal leaves. I can simply 100 sal leaves, maybe 10 rupees I can sell. But you look into, if I could have done some kind of value addition to those sal leaves, instead of I as an individual collector selling those sal leaves directly the raw material to the middleman or a trader, so I may get 100 leaves, I may get 5 rupees per bundle, or 100 leaves, if I make in one bundle, I can get 5 rupees. Suppose I'm just giving an example, I don't know exactly the price and all. Suppose then we can think of why this tribal fellow or the first dweller who has collected these leaves and started the selling simply the raw leaves to the traders. Instead of doing that, if we can train this fellow, the tribal fellow or the forest dweller who has collected can be trained to make some sal plates by using those sal leaves. Then those plates can be sold in the market to some, might be to the same traders or might be to some other traders with a high price, because the leaf, if I'll sell, may not be much profit I'll get. Rather, if I'll make some sal plates and sell to the traders, I can get much profit, because I have spent the mostly the wedge in collection. Then if I go for certain kind of value addition, the another wedge only I am spending. The labor value I am spending with minimum other technical cost and all. But ultimately, once something comes in a very product level, so their price will be little high, which will go give the more benefits to the this forest dwellers or tribal communities. Instead of they simply sell the raw leaves, then the another person who build the plates will take the much advantage and much profit. Because you see, if these communities directly who are collecting the leaves can make the plates and sell to the traders, obviously they will be much benefited, those who are collecting the sal leaves. And at the end also, the people like us who are mostly the procuring those plates from the market will be also benefited, because if the primary collector build made the plate and sent to the market, then the price of the plate will be little less. Otherwise, because if the many intermediary will enter into the business in between, then for each intermediary they will try to take their own profits through that. What will happen, the cost of the final out product will increase. So means, if the person who is collecting the raw leaves can prepare the plates and send it to the market, the cost of the plate will be obviously less in comparison. If the another middleman collect those raw leaves from those tribal peoples and prepare again the plate and send it to the market, obviously he will take his own charge of entire for doing all this intermediary business. So that's why, so we should be highly kind of think, and we should always promote this kind of entrepreneurship, through that the products of a particular things will be very less costly and will give much profit, not to these primary collectors, specifically the tribals and forest dwellers, rather also it will also give profit to all of us. So that's why we should be very much careful about that, what kind of value addition we have to think of. Then the another question comes, if you are going for the giving certain kind of value addition, so what should be strategy, whether we should give the value addition, whether in a kind of community mode, whether we'll make a self-help kind of groups, whether or we'll start giving an individual mode. So that is also very challenging in front of us, is a big challenge in front of us, that what mode will adopt, what mechanism will you adopt for kind of entrepreneurship, for kind of value addition, and also giving certain kind of training. That is also one of the major challenges in front of us. Then the next challenge in front of us is that marketing, which is the major challenges. Because if I produce something, if I got some kind of training, and if I put certain kind of value addition to this, but whether I am able to sell these products in the market or not. Because if the product is not sellable in the market, if I produce something which I am not able to sell in the market, then what will happen? It will reduce my interest. See, if you want to do the business, I have to look for a very permanent kind of market, because if I won't get permanent kind of market, I cannot sell it. So that's why I should be much more careful about that, whether the market is available or not. If market is not available, so I cannot sell this product. So that's why it is very challenging, that I should find out a proper market where I can sell these products. And even if the market is available, so that market should have a permanent linkage, because it is not that today I got in the market and sell these products and tomorrow I won't get the market. And also the time to time, if we are going for a value addition, time to time we should be very much careful whether our products is maintaining the demand in the market or not. Suppose I'll tell you, suppose we train the tribal people, suppose we train the forest dwellers to making the sal plates and So, and siali leaves, they made also siali plates and all. So suppose they made the plates and started selling in the market with the market is still continuing with their demand, but in the course of time, you see, if you look into in the contemporary days, how many people are using salt plates? Mostly people are going for paper plates. Then in between the thermocol plate was there, but now it is banned. So now mostly we are going for paper plates and all, and which is very attractive, very designed and all. And as the concept of buffet comes, the salt plates may not have the much demand in the market because it was mostly the sitting on the ground and eating. For that purpose, it is used to use. But in the context of buffet, we need most little hard plates, and which is mostly the paper plates and more attractive plates we need. So that means you see now once the demand is the taste of the people is being changed, the demand for different alternative products are being arised among us. So then the traditional mechanism of making the plates is not able to make people attract to sell their product in the market. So means time to time also should think about certain kind of other alternative mechanism by how we can using this sal leaves, CL leaves, we can make some kind of more attractive plates which can be accommodated in the buffet, which can be accommodated in the present demands of the public. So that's why we should be very much careful that while looking into the market, while linking to the market, while thinking about permanent linkage to the markets, we should look into that how our mechanisms should be changed through that these products will have a throughout year demand in the market. It is not that this year there is a demand for this product in the market and next year there will be no demand. No, we should think about that how we can think of a very sustainable linkage to the market, and the markets who are procuring, that should be a direct linkage to the at the grassroots level, through that every time they can procure. Suppose there is a demand for the salt plates, and most of the organizations also I have seen in Andhra Pradesh, they have linked it to the Tirupati Devasthalam, through that the product which are being produced by the tribals, the salt plates and all, that is directly linked to the Tirupati temple, where they directly procure these products, and that was a permanent linkage. So we should look about a permanent kind of linkage in the market. We should search about the demands in the market. Through that, we should find out the countries also. We should find out the state. We should find out the region where there is a specific demand for this product. Through that, we can have a proper link to the market. Then that will help to the community in a very sustainable mechanism. So any doubt, anything? So this is this is one aspect. Then we can discuss in the later the another the specific product specific we can discuss. Otherwise, these are the major kind of if you look into these are the major aspect of all this forest-based product, because starting from the collection, then methods of collection, storing, value addition, and marketing. These are the four major stages we use to cross through if we want to make a forest-based micro entrepreneurship. Because unless and until we make a forest, because you see now lots of startups are coming up. Atmanirbhar Bharat, under Atmanirbhar Bharat, lots of startups are coming up because we know that make in India and all. You see, we have lots of forest products are available if we simply use certain kind of knowledge. Because you see, it will go to Assam, we'll see that they are making lots of bamboo products and different parts. Then people are collecting different agroforestry is another major source of kind of startup also, because people are collecting different kind of forest products and they're making new kind of startup products. You see, and like agriculture, also agroforestry, and also completely forest-based products. So if you look into the Ayurvedic is having lots of demand. The people who are mostly collecting the Ayurvedic most of different roots, fruits, leaves. They're using it and making different kind of products in the market, and they're selling the products. And that products are also having now. Again, the question will come packaging, advertisement of your product. So if packaging and advertisement is properly done, so it may also attract the international market also for your products. So that's why these are the major challenges, major the issues over the and forest-based micro entrepreneurship. And in the later class we can discuss about the product specific, what are the major challenges, what are the problems we are facing, and how we are overcoming all these problems, and what are the specific laws are being enacted to the deal with the specific products, and whether we have a scientific knowledge about, because you see always we are telling about the value addition, but I should know that what is the use of, suppose salsa, what is the use of salsa, that scientific knowledge I should have. And if I have the knowledge, and I should transfer this knowledge from me to the grassroots level, so that the people will not come to know that yes, the salsa has so many difference in the lateral market, in the open market. So otherwise I will be otherwise I will not put much interest in collecting the salsa. So that is the major challenge. Anybody any doubt till now? Hmm?
No, sir.
So if no doubt, I'll stop. Then in the next class we'll discuss about the specific product based issues.